Did I not specify that the girl remain in one piece, Aldo?
You did, and she is. I didn't lay a finger on her. Sylvia is solely responsible for her own actions.
Oh, Debbie dear, I just couldn't help myself. Isn't she beautiful? Carved to perfection? And still in one piece, I must add. Just a few...
Remind me to bring a muzzle in the future, James.
Certainly, dearest.
Well, hello there, Victoria. It's a pleasure to meet you. Despite these unfortunate circumstances, I must point out that we mean you no harm. No, in fact, I think with time... Yes, with time we will become great friends. Once... Feisty, isn't she?
More like bratty. Typical for her age.
Mydron, the sprawling, ever-flowing mass of power. Our Lord, our divine beneath the waves, wishes to commune with you. Why? To be made new, and to make Eastmouth anew in turn. To flood the beaches with all things golden, and bathe the streets with the blood of the unworthy.
You will hold your tongue, bitch.
Sylvia!
Yes, dear Debbie?
Oh, now that's a right hook.
Was that really, needed, Deborah?
She had it coming, Jerry.
Jimmy, take Sylvia out of here at once. I will tolerate no further disturbances.
Can do. Need a hand, lady?
Don't touch me. I can lift myself.
I'll keep an eye on her.
Enough talk. It is time for you to meet our Lord.
What is... Oh, where is this?
A worthy question, but one that I cannot yet answer for you. At least, not truly.
You sick, demented, psychopathic nutcase, like... kidnapping people? Setting monsters on the town. There's... so much blood. Danny's head just caved in right before my eyes. The screams of the other employees. Why? Give me one reason why!
Because it is, as it always has been.
Caleb? It can't be.
Mortals toil and profit, and kill over and over and over. It's an awfully boring sight to behold. I no longer remember how many civilizations I've witnessed crumble beneath the weight of man's folly.
Definitely not Caleb.
No. I only took this form to help comfort you. Orient you to what must seem so foreign.
But you... Then why are you doing all this?
To relieve mankind's only true burden. I was present when this world came screaming from the void. I watched as its inhabitants drew their first breaths. There was but a moment of silence before there was war. Before this first vestige, this ancestor brought itself to ruin, as you always do. Though not every cycle is identical, each crumbles under the burden of your species' curse. Consciousness. Robbed of achievement by short-sightedness and ego. Robbed of strength and unity by aimless division. Robbed of pleasures and pursuits by ever-changing morals.
Keep speaking in riddles like that and see where it gets you, dude.
There it is. That spark is what I need. You would lead well under my guidance, tearing through the land with my soldiers under your command, remaking the world in a better image.
Me? Why me? I'm just...
No. I sense the idea already forming within your mind. You know of your gifts. What you fail to understand is their potential. Why settle for timid visions of the future, or a confusing voice in the dark, when you can hold the complete faith and unity of thousands in your grasp? Those souls that would love for you, kill for you, die for you.
Deborah? What is this?
We aim to remake the world anew.
By summoning armies of fish monsters? Demolishing city after city? Make it into what? Some kind of foggy slaughterhouse? Are you insane? Like, actually goddamn bonkers insane!
I said we would have trouble
More
with...
time is needed. That is all.
No. Screw your time. I refuse.
May I finally fulfill my role, Mydrin?
You may.
Take me back now. I want to go back, you bastards!
Go back you will.
Let me go!
To a time before!
Oh, God, Vic! He had a gun! Where'd he get a gun? Then he just blew his brains right out!
What's going on?
Are you blind? Richter just killed himself when he realized we picked the wrong door! Oh, God. I shouldn't have listened to you. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have. Look, you can see them. Ken and Burr just fine in the other tube. And now the water's at my knees. You fucking killed us!
Maybe there's a button or... Oh, look for the eye. Yeah, look for the symbol of the Watchers.
There's nothing. I hate you!
It's not over, Caleb. We solved all of those traps. All of those puzzles. We can find our way out.
What's the point? Huh? You see a box anywhere? A panel? Some kind of riddle? Face it. You picked wrong. You pulled us from the right path with your insane babbling, and now we're both going to die.
Come on, just hold your breath. Maybe it'll drain after a minute or something, please. Caleb, we can still make it out of here.
He can hold his breath for as long as he'd like, but nothing can stop what's been set in motion. Mydrin's will is absolute, and whether you come to it by choice or force, you will come. Watch him struggle. Watch the last oxygen leave his brain before his muscles fall limp. Watch him die, little girl. This is only the beginning. In time, you will grow to love your fate. Now come, girl. There is much for you to experience.
The Eastmouth podcast is written, produced, and engineered by DC Tullis. Based on the world created by DC and JD Tullis.
That noise gives me the chills. When did it start again, Michael?
2, maybe 3 miles back, I guess.
I'm more concerned about the bloody water. It's like a shark just tore through an entire swimming pool full of people.
Or maybe how we haven't been attacked yet. The noise from the engine might be buried, but how come we haven't seen any of those fish bastards since we left?
Maybe they got cocky. Didn't think anyone would charge in and put a stop to their plot.
You really think they're the cocky ones? We're charging in with Obediah's half-assed plan for Victoria, with no plan yet on getting the DDP down there.
Still working on that.
See? And maybe 5 or 6 rounds of ammo spread out between all of us?
Hey! Locating Victoria and then starting a fire on the other end of the ship to pull them away is the best I could come up with. None of you volunteered anything better.
Maybe so, but there's the yacht. Be ready.
There's also a speedboat tied to that ladder right there.
Maybe someone was planning on leaving early.
I don't see anyone up on the deck, so we should be good. Shutting off the engine.
It's way too quiet. I was half expecting some kind of party or something.
I'll go up first.
Where do you think she's being held? First floor? Second floor?
Could be below the deck, too. I've never been on it before, but this yacht's a lot bigger than it looked when it was out on the docks.
Against my better judgment, we might have to split up.
Yes, let's...
Mom?
Hide. Don't fight it.
Chuck!
Just putting her to sleep. We were lucky she didn't spot us.
You do realize you just knocked out my mom, right?
Oh, well, now I'm even more glad I didn't have to kill her.
She told us she was visiting her mother. I never
We
thought...
don't have time for this, Michael!
We can't just leave her either.
Right. Caleb, help me lift her. I think I saw some rope in that other speedboat. We can tie her up and just leave her down there for now.
Fine.
So, we've got the whole distraction plan, but have you come up with how we're getting the DDPs down there?
I'm still working on it.
Well, you might not have to. See, I've been thinking. Blood turned to water, crazy noise in the air, yacht not moving an inch. I think it's safe to say we're right over the portal.
And?
We don't know how deep it goes, or for that matter, what's down there.
Not seeing where you're going with this.
Why don't we strap one of those DDPs to the anchor and just drop it?
That might actually work. What's the range for a yacht of this size? 100? 200 feet of anchor, maybe?
Exactly. Suppose we can't be certain that we'll reach it, or maybe it'll miss, but if it comes to that, then we'll already be diving in, and what then? Scuba gear? Just how
One
deep
step
does
at
it...
a time. It's gotten us this far already. We'll try the anchor. Luckily, we've got 2 of those damn grenades.
What did we miss?
We're splitting up. You 2 will try and find Victoria. Obediah and I will head towards the foredeck.
To do what? You finally threw together a plan?
No time. Let them do their thing. We've gotta find Vic.
Right. But... Hey, is that someone up ahead? Looks like they've got a flashlight.
Janet?
Hide.
Where have you gone? We were just... having such a lovely conversation about... Intruder? There's...
What just happened?
Oh, hey there, fellas.
Bert? You weren't on your boat. I'd thought...
I'll stop you right there. Got an idea in my old head when I saw Aldo dock his boat. Figured I could hitch a ride with them back.
Did you happen to see a girl anywhere? Victoria's been kidnapped.
Aye. They've got her up there in one of them rooms, they do. Talking to her about all manner of kooky things last I heard.
I still don't see what you're doing here.
Well, as you can see, there ain't nothing normal happening aboard this here vessel. Them fish folk back on the land, and for a while these folks were doing some kinda of cult-like chanting.
It's some kind of ritual. They've opened up a breach to somewhere.
What ye said got me thinking. I might be able to disrupt it if I started a real bad fire.
A fire?
Aye, been steady pouring all the booze I can find on the walls and the ground and such for the last half hour. Damn waste, I'll say. Been quite the hassle bobbing and weaving every time one of 'em goes out for a leak or to fetch another drink for themselves.
Well, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but the portal is already open. So setting the ship on fire isn't really gonna stop that.
It's not? But... tarnation. Then just what the hell do you fellers have planned?
Well, the fire part is
You
still...
three can carry Carrie's body back down to the boat. Explain it on the way. I don't want to waste any more time.
Agreed. Come on, Bert.
My back is already killing me, but what's a little more aching in the apocalypse?
And that's all we've got for you tonight, folks. What an exciting broadcast that was. Solomon should return shortly. So that's a wrap from Esther and the Great Nobody. Signing off. Sweet dreams, Eastmouth.
Man, what a night. I know most nights aren't like this, but even so, I've got no idea how Obediah can keep this up twice a week.
It has its charms. I brought a thermos of coffee when I came up. Thirsty?
Coffee? This late? I need my beauty sleep, Vic. Got a presentation tomorrow.
Are you doing Winston Churchill for a third time?
Maybe. I wonder if that Calvin guy will actually trash Eastmouth and Eastern Crust now.
Wouldn't put it past.
It didn't sound like he'd be back anytime soon.
Change of heart? I'll get it.
Make a fool of me, will you, Esther? Huh?
It's not like that. Just take a deep breath.
Breath? A deep breath?
Hey, look!
Stop! You can't save him. You can't even save yourself.
Deborah?
Listen closely, Victoria. You are nothing for my plaything. You will stay trapped here, withering away until you accept the will of the divine.
Plaything?
Only then can you be saved. Only then can you be free. Now sleep.
I awoke, floating on what seemed to be the same black ocean, but when I took a breath, all that greeted me was sand. Sand? Ugh, in my mouth. Standing up and... dude, everything aches. It feels like I've been out here for ages. Why is it so quiet? No one on the docks? And I can't see anyone doing downtown things. No shopping? No dining? What day is it? This is weird. I should get home. Eastmouth was as scenic as always, bathing in the light of the setting sun. But it was never this empty. I crossed the boardwalk and began the ascent toward Main Street. Glancing through the store windows, I kept expecting to see an elderly shopkeeper I only knew in passing, or a mother buying supplies for a picnic or a birthday party. A new feeling began to emerge when I realized they wouldn't be there. When I stopped expecting the next door to be the exception, when I entered St. Gabriel's and found it empty as well, it was a hollow feeling. Some kind of vague loneliness. But maybe everyone was just at home. Something had happened, a big announcement, and I just missed it. And fallen asleep on the beach. Beyond Main Street, passing by the intersection that led to Horn's bookshop, to the park, to the statue of Pierre Dugas, I finally came to the long gravel pathway that led home. Upon seeing Dad's car in the driveway, that hollow feeling fell away. It had just been some kind of freaky dream. I'd misunderstood something, and Mom and Dad, no matter how stern they might be, would be all too happy to explain what was going on, and then hug me tightly. But they weren't there either. The house was pristine, like it was never this clean. Mom made sure of that. And yet, here it was. Beds made, dishes put away, stable in tip-top shape, with no parents and no horses. My home was as lifeless as downtown Eastmouth was. I started panicking then. Just what the hell was going on? Had the goddamn rapture come and taken everyone but me? Poor little Victoria. Never the becoming daughter. Never anyone's favorite. Always coming home late with her new dress torn by the woods. Poor, stupid little Victoria. Always slow on the uptake. Always an afterthought. Stop it. None of that is true, and I know it. Maybe there's something happening at the school. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Why didn't I think of that before? But there wasn't. I passed through the plaza, all quiet. No diners, no moviegoers. I passed the Marsh Mansion, eerily quiet. But I can't say that felt any different than usual, considering we'd all long thought it had been some kind of creepy behemoth. How about Caleb's? No one answered the door, and I couldn't see anyone while peering through the window. His G.I. Joe posters menaced over his quilt-patterned bed, but no sign of the boy himself. And then the school. Dead silent. Unlocked, strangely enough. People didn't usually lock their doors in Eastmouth, but stores and John Mason High School after 7 p.m. did. The clocks above the first row of lockers I passed marked the time as a little past 9. The clinic, maybe. I wasn't going to walk to godforsaken Tharcom. The aches in my body were already tearing it apart. But there had to be someone at Angel's View. There always was, no matter how late, no matter the situation. That's what emergency services are there for, right? Emergencies. And emergencies can happen at any time, right? And this was a time, right? Right? Even Angel's View was abandoned. Top to bottom, I searched each of the floors, peering my head through every room. Not a single soul. I was alone. Utterly, hopelessly alone. It's been nearly 6 weeks since I first awoke to find Eastmouth abandoned. Nothing's changed. I haven't seen any life, including animals or insects. None. I haven't been hungry either. I tried forcing some bread and then later cereal down my throat, but neither tasted like anything. And I puked them each out a few minutes later. It took me several days before the memories came back. In short bursts at first, but I can now recall what Deborah did to me. She put me here. Put me in an empty version of Eastmouth. A town I can't leave without just waking up on the same patch of sand once again. I was curious at first. I got to act out all the stupid fantasies that I'd always wanted to try. I drove at top speed through the streets. I stole from the Obersteins. I managed to set the football field on fire before it sprawled into a big ball of flame and extinguished itself. I tried drinking the expensive yet still flavorless booze at Kent's now for sale manor. When my bucket list of boredom was finished, I took the Michael approach and tried burying myself in books at the library. I was never really a reader, so that didn't last long. The days began to blur and blur. Ideas stretched out before me, but I couldn't summon Deborah. If she or Mydrin were listening in, they certainly weren't responding. And then it struck me. The big, terrible, awful, senseless idea that had been sleeping quietly within me all this time. But what other option did I have? I was nothing. I was weak and abandoned. Maybe this wouldn't return me to my own reality, but what else could I try? My fingers gripped the railing at the top level of the lighthouse's deck. The sun was once again setting, painting the waves crashing into the rocks below with shades of the sun. Deborah had been right. Absolutely insane about her beliefs, maybe, but she'd been right about me. I was powerless. Or maybe this was the only semblance of power that I actually had. I had a choice. The choice to try and end it. My right foot went off first, and then the fear shuddered through me, vibrating violently like I'd been struck by lightning. Not like this. My body seemed to scream, but it was far too late. The momentum was carrying me. I couldn't reach back to grab the ledge. It was over. Like hell it ain't. What are you doing? I'm not letting you kill yourself, you fucking idiot! Grab my arm tight. What the hell was that all about? I've been trying to reach you for over a month now, and you're just ready to kill yourself. I wanted to be free from here, from Deborah's control. And you think trying to kill yourself would have freed you? God, how can you be so stupid? Deborah wants you broken. This place isn't real. How much more broken can you be as a person than when you're at the stage to just let go like that? Permanently. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life here. Bored, lonely, suffering, and so tired. You can't just run away from suffering. Especially not when a bitch like that is running free and amok, cutting life short, corrupting whatever and whoever she touches. But what? Who even are you? You're me, but... Go on. And didn't we meet when I was unconscious earlier this year? We did! I'm glad my message got through your supremely thick skull last time. I'd hoped I wouldn't have to burst out here again, but in trying situations, I'll find a way. But what are you? Amy, I'm me. Now, who are you? That's really not helping. But you are feeling better, aren't you? A bit. Thanks for saving me, I guess. But I still don't have any idea on how to get back to the real world. Really? You've spent all of this time meditating, beginning to fathom the complexities of your dreams. You've lost me again, dude. Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean, I'd appreciate it. We're in your head. I am you. And this whole version of Eastmouth is a part of that as well. Take a breath. Deborah doesn't understand even a sliver of the power she's borrowing. But you were born with this shit. Your visions, your senses, our blood. You were born with all of this. It just seems somewhere along that screwed up familiar line, your ancestors forgot. One was deemed a nut, another forgot, or chose to not pass on the information, and blam, A lineage of psychic knowledge and traditions eradicated. So, it's just as you said. That knowledge is lost. Knowledge like that is never truly lost. It's always been there. Dormant, maybe, but not lost. It's intrinsic. But how would I even go about using things that I know nothing about? We're in your head, silly. You know more about lucid dreaming than probably anyone in Eastmouth now. And do you know what you do whenever you find yourself in a nightmare? I summon a flaming sword, and I smite the bastard that's chasing me. There we are. Now, just like riding a bike, you can't be certain you won't fall. You can't know for sure, right? But you believe you won't. You believe that you'll ride off into the movies, off to the park, smoothly. So if I just believe, genuinely believe that I have control, that I can manifest what I want, then you will. No, I want you to offer me your left hand. Just do it. Now. And think deeply about that rage which fills you when you're cornered in a dream. Visualize that burning sword, the runes each intricately carved into it, running from the hilt to the tip, and the aquamarine glow that radiates from it powerfully. I am. And say it with me. Deborah. Deborah! Your puppet, I am no longer. Your puppet, I am no longer. Reveal yourself, you crafty bitch. Reveal yourself, you crafty bitch. How did you choke on this? This is my dream. This is my power. Can't you just shut up already? You have won. Your mind is still mine. It's over. That's where you're wrong, dude. I'm just getting started. Excelsior!
Do you fucking see it?
Mother of God.
What is it even? Some kind of giant appendage? While towering up, holding the yacht in place?
Might not be the only thing the fog concealed. Careful now.
Chuck and I had made our way onto the nearly lightless foredeck. Any noise we made was surely muffled by that ethereal cry, lingering in the air. As the space opened up, the fog seemed to pour in, no longer constricted by the dimensions of the railing and roofing. I'd stumbled over to the ledge to hopefully locate the anchor. Instead, I'd been greeted by a monstrosity of deformed, soggy flesh, towering up into the air above us. At first, I'd thought it to be a massive tentacle, but the absence of traditional suckers removed that opinion quickly. Regardless of whatever the hell it was, it currently kept the yacht locked in the center of the mass of blood-stained water.
You know how to drop the anchor, right? This was your plan.
Well, how hard could it be exactly?
Shit. The quicker we find it, the quicker we figure it out.
Well, it's over here.
Where is over here exactly?
Just go right, like 8 or 9 feet.
Big chains, a brake mechanism, a wheel. Yep, that's the control rig.
I'm pretty sure if we grab that handle and wheel it around, it'll remove the brake.
Sure. But is the anchor just over the side there?
Let me check. Well, it looks like there's a hole about 6 feet down, so Probably? Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Here goes nothing then. Clove hitch or double fisherman's?
I'm sorry, what?
Knots for the rope I picked up back there. Clove hitch it is.
You sure the duct tape will hold that deep?
Do we really have any other option?
Fingers crossed, then.
I'm going to lower myself down now. Don't go nowhere now. Might be tricky pulling myself back up.
Aye, Captain. Sorry, I'm just nervous.
See you on the other side, Skipper.
My heart was palpitating, and my hands were caked in sweat as Chuck began his descent. It only looked to be about 6 feet, but the side of the boat was far from dry and lacking any visible footholds. Nervously, I scanned the foredeck once again. Since Janet and Carrie, we hadn't spotted any others from the council, but I wasn't taking any chances getting caught out from behind. I still had 3 bullets left for my rifle. I certainly did not want to use them, but I would if I had to. Time began to feel as if it had come to a near halt. What was taking so long? Had Caleb and the others found Victoria's exact location? They'd set off the fire somewhere, or...
I'm down. Looks like I've got to wedge my arm in a little to get to the anchor.
Okay, just hurry up.
Talking won't speak. What was that?
I didn't hear anything.
It's too foggy. Too damn dark to see, but it sounds like something is climbing up. Pull me up! Pull me up!
Shit!
So goddamn heavy.
Chuck! Shit! What should I... It came in an instant. A crossbow bolt thundered into my upper back with the momentum of a bull. It crumpled me to my knees and knocked my face cleanly across the railing as I went down. Blood began to trickle down my forehead, and my thoughts grew cloudy. I tried to reach for my rifle, but I felt nothing with my hands and saw only shadows in the fog. Thinking quickly, the only idea that came to me was to play possum, and so I did, laying on the slippery floor of the foredeck, waiting for the assailant to fully reveal themselves.
Sweet Jesus! You did it, pal! Those football instincts will carry you through anything, even the great fog. Now, who's this ugly bastard? Oh, shit. It's Mansion's Marsh. Man, I've been wanting to kick your ass since the 3rd grade. Now, just to be sure... Oh, you did it now!
In a split-second decision, I caught him off guard with a slip of his foot, and I landed a shiner on his left eye. Unfortunately for me, I recognized my opponent, one of the popular linebackers from the class below me. How he'd gotten caught up in this mess, I hadn't the slightest idea. He'd always seemed far from the crowd that would be interested in council activities. It just had to be a damned linebacker, didn't it? The guy was built like a brick shithouse, and a few seconds after my punch connected, he was already on me.
Oh, this'll be fun. Never...
Wham! My head went. Again and again against the lowest rung on the yacht's railing. I reached desperately with my hand till it connected with my only option. I couldn't think. I couldn't feel. The blood wouldn't stop coming, so I drew his. As that night air, dark as coal, became all-encompassing, I shoved that crossbow bolt through his neck with the last ounce of my strength. Whimpering and gasping, he fell off of me immediately. He began to writhe violently on the floor. Amidst the pain, he managed to turn his face towards me, as if to say something. And then reality fell away.
Bird had done quite the job spreading alcohol throughout the lower level of the yacht. The ship had practically become a tinderbox, just begging for a light. After a brief rendezvous to the kitchen to replenish Bert's backpack vodka arsenal, we scaled the stairway up to the second story. The lavish wooden interior was a blend between an archaic ballroom and a cabin lodge. We abandoned our plan of a controlled fire, and with it, Bert continued layering the floors and walls with a fresh coat of booze. After a few turns, we were greeted with the distant sound of discussion. It was too muffled, too distant to make out its location, but we were certainly heading towards it. Victoria. Finally, we heard her name mentioned. Something about what she'd be like when she awoke. It was a garbled mess that had caught our collective attention. Unfortunately, this left us vulnerable to surprise. Surprise us, Aldo did. Quietly leaving a guest room, Aldo, who was smartly dressed in an ivory two-piece suit, paused for a moment as he emerged with a glass of something on the rocks. His personal fish freak assistant did not. The beast immediately separated us as Caleb leapt closer to the sounds of discussion, while Bert and I fell back a few feet toward the stairwell.
Oh, intruders. Dispose of those two. I'll end the short one personally.
Piss off!
Oh, you're wearing a vest.
Shit. My gun.
How can this be?
How resourceful.
Shot me!
And you've spilled my drink all over me. You little fucking rat.
Bert!
Goddamned waste of space.
Get off me, creep!
Never!
The scene unfolding before me was horrifying. Although it emerged from a bedroom with some kind of tamed fish freak, it had wasted no time in separating us. Aldo shot first, launching Caleb back into a wall, and then he kicked his shotgun over into a corner near the beast. The second shot came and was only avoided by Caleb toppling Aldo. Meanwhile, I had been stunned, unable to move a muscle as the beast crushed my gun like a toy. Bert fired quickly, 3 shots through its chest. It did not like that at all. It was thrown against the wall, and Bert's arm, still gripping his revolver, was torn off and thrown against the corner, ricocheting somewhere out of sight toward the stairwell. I had to do something, and do it fast, and so I dived for Caleb's gun.
Goddamn rat!
Hey, fish fuck!
I've had it up to here, kid.
It's empty, fuck!
Catch
You'll
Caleb!
pay for killing a servant of... I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
It all happened so fast. Michael lunged for my shotgun and eviscerated the skull of that aquatic bastard. A second later, Aldo landed a clean punch that might have broken my nose. All of a sudden, Bert's tossing his lighter, and without a second thought, I turned it to Aldo. He ran screaming down the hallway towards the first floor, igniting Bert's trail of alcohol in the process. Within another 15 seconds, Edna and Sylvia had emerged to assess the scene. The fire had spread fast, blocking off the path back to Michael and Bert. With no other clear options, I took those seconds to throw myself in and open a guest room and shut the door. What a shit show.
The unwashed masses have boarded. They've set us ablaze.
Shit.
Fire? Oh, who cares? Let the boat burn to cinders. My heart flutters at the thought of my blade in his neck.
We've got you, Bert. We gotta move fast.
Get back here.
That room, next to what used to be me arm. Leave me there. Please, Michael.
You certain?
You must.
I can't leave you like...
Go!
Damn it all. As you wish, Bert. Best of luck.
He looked so young. He did. Running then. None of us should have been here. The water shouldn't have been red, and that blasted fog shouldn't have rolled in. But we were here, and maybe not for much longer. Once Michael passed out of sight, I picked up my severed arm, loosened the revolver from the grip of my right hand, and stumbled into a guest bedroom. That there eager one rushed by seconds later, maybe too consumed by the fever to see the trail of blood I done left. Awful doubtful I am about the other, the restrained one. Doubtful that she would be so unobservant. And there I waited, my grip locked tightly on the revolver, my strength fading with the blood loss. I damn near lost consciousness when the noise came. A door handle, the swing of the hinge, and then I fired.